to throw this observation to Dr. Sunday. Now let me read a definition of populism from Google. Number one, it says that a political approach that strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. Okay? Populism also means the quality of appealing or being aimed at ordinary people. Okay, another definition gives populism as an ideology that considers society to be ultimately separated into two homogeneous and antagonistic groups, the pure people versus the corrupt elites. Finally, a general definition is a political philosophy supporting the right and power of people in their struggle against the privileged elites. Now, the reason why I've taken time to read this definition is because, just like what Dr. Mo said, someone like Dr. Sunday is a mover and shaker of nations. Yes. And whatever it is that people think, he has a lot of experience, especially across nations, across governments. And it is good for us to say that what is happening on ground. You see, like if you look at the whole Obedient movement, and of course, Asiwaju too has massive followers. It first started like he cannot win, he doesn't have structure. Now you hear people like Abdullah Adamu saying that Peter Obi is a good man, and he's not going to attack him, and he's not going to underestimate him. You hear Professor Kayamo also saying that even when he talk about politics, he believes that, I think he said something like Peter Obi even has more experience like that. Now, I'm just trying to put what is happening now on ground in Nigeria in perspective. The youth, the obedient youths, they believe in, you see, change. Because, sir, you will agree with me that when you look at someone like Barack Obama, he was a populist. And when you look at Donald Trump, he was a populist. When you look at President Buhari, he was a populist. Now, what I noticed during their rise was that when this populism energy, which centers around one message, change, starts to cut across a country, it becomes very difficult. Now, I am not talking about the supporters of the opposition party. It becomes very difficult for some of these track records to be considered because people just want change. Now, for Asiwaju, because I've interacted with a lot, and also I can also pick some points from what Dr. Adelaja said. Number one, he talked about his achievement in Lagos, his ability to work with a team to set up, he's a builder of men. I think I even heard Pastor Bakari also saying something like that. That while other people are just looking, Asiwaju was building men. And then he's a political strategist. Peter Obi, a change agent, frugality. So the frugality aspect might not appeal to people in the class of Dr. Sunday Adelaja because they are looking in the aspect of wealth creation, ability to generate. But this message appeals to the young people because they don't think the problem of Nigeria is that we don't have money. They believe the problem is that even when the money is there, it is being wasted. And then inclusion, similar to what Dr. Mo was trying to say. So, sir, these are impressions that is becoming the reality of the Obedient movement. And then what I listed about Lagos achievements, the ability of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to work with men to create team, different. Of course, we know a lot of people that he has brought on board and things like that, and then his ability to strategize politically. So, the question is, which of these do we think should be the message that should be passed to the young people? Should their message for change be amplified by mentors like you, or should their agitation for change be stepped down for the track record of the Asiwaju? So that is what I would like Dr. Sunday to address, and I think after that we're going to give Mr. Martins and Dr. Mo some minutes to respond, and I believe we should start rounding up the discussion. Then I will also make a proposal, Dr. Adelaja. Please try and buy an Android phone. People are waiting for you on Twitter. This one you are seeing here is child's play. I am telling you. Of course, when I moderate spaces, I try to keep it cordial. Once you talk nonsense, I remove you. People know me because I always want to be an agent for respect and unity. But the bigger guns are on Twitter. Answer. Of course, you've seen some part of the response from Dr. Mo, who has represented the ambassador of the Obidients here. And in his case, he's a doctor, he's a PhD holder. The ones on Twitter are not. Some of them are not comment too. The ones on Twitter are not in this level at all. But I know they will always talk with respect, and we are dealing with issues. Just like what Philip Adeyemi said here, populism is the fuel for revolution. So this is the reality on ground. And that is why among the Obedients, I am not saying the Obedients are more than the, but among the Obedients, it becomes very difficult for them to consider this achievement because they just want to change. All right, so sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. First of all, I want to tell the obedient people that they should listen to people like me too, because it will ease their pain when the election happens. Because Obi is not going to win. Take it to court. Take it to the bank. If you want, I can bet with you $10,000 on that. Obi is going to lose. He's not even going to be second. Do you know that in all of Nigeria, the whole population of Nigeria, we are not, most of the people supporting Obi are from even diaspora. Because the people in Nigeria itself who are on Twitter and on Facebook, everybody together, is less than 20 million. It's less than 20 million people, everybody. So even if everybody will vote for him, he will still lose. Because not everybody on the internet or on Twitter or Facebook are supporting him. Other people are still supporting other people too. So, but if they will listen to me now, they will have less pain, they will have less heartbreak when it happens. Because they will be able to remember what I said and see reason, maturity into why principles are superior to sentiments. Most of the arguments, unfortunately, that Dr. Moses is bringing forward are the sentiments of what's happening right now, how people are feeling, what's on ground. But let me try to address some of this right now, then answer your question. So Dr. Moses says that the APC didn't have they are not sensitive to the reality on ground. That's why they did Muslim. And but he too said the northern Muslims don't regard Asiwaju as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a genuine Muslim, even though he's a Muslim in name, and it's true. Asiwaju is not a Muslim, frankly speaking. He started going to mosque more now because of the election, but normally he's just a secular guy. He's not a Muslim, I would say. But he's a Muslim in name, and those people in the north who are saying that they are right. But also, Dr. Moses says that they don't regard him as a Muslim from the north, but at the same time, he's saying he was insensitive, and APC was insensitive to get a Muslim in the card as vice president. So let's just assume that Asiwaju is not a Muslim. He's a secular guy. Or he's a Christian. For me, I think he's more of a Christian than a Muslim. So what is the problem then if you get a real Muslim from the north to partner with him? But it's not just a Muslim he got from the north, he got from Kanuri, a minority tribe in Nigeria, which is away from the Fulani Hausa that we have always been having. So, which is a good thing that we should play down on the religious sentiment and see that there's a Kanuri, he picked a minority from the north. Let's look at that and give credit for that one. And also, he's not a religious fanatic. He's not a Muslim like Muslim. He's a regular guy. He's just, he's even more a Christian. For me, if you ask me, Asiwaju is a better Christian than Peter Obi is. And again, let's go back to track records. When Peter Obi was the governor, I've not lived in Nigeria for close to 40 years, but I do my research. Go and do your research and look for the track record of how Asiwaju treated Christians in Lagos and how Peter Obi treated Christians when he was governor. Not now when he's going to my friend Paul Enenche and other people's shop to get elected. Not now. Because everybody can go to church to get elected. Jonathan did the same thing, Buhari did the same thing. But wow, the track record. That's why I always say follow track record. The track record of Peter Obi in Anambra State among his Igbo people is nothing to write home about when it comes to religion. Up to today, Anambra people see Peter Obi as a divider, and a divider in terms of religion. They said Peter Obi went to, throughout his 8 years of rule, he was elevating and projecting Catholics over all other religion in Anambra State. There was almost a civil war in Anambra State based on religion because of Peter Obi. And up to today, right now, there is still that tension between especially Anglicans and Catholics. Go and do your research. You will see that he's not a manager of people. He's not a manager of men. He has very bad relationship. He's not a builder. He's not a people peace person. He doesn't have relationship. So because there is a big difference between accessibility and relationship building or team building. He couldn't do that even on religion level in his own state. And he couldn't do that with his parliament. He couldn't do that with his other politicians, even from his own party. People from his own party evicted him from the governorship. People from other parties, they were very skilled. Also, he doesn't have the skills. You can't blame him. He just doesn't have it. So the fact that he's humble or is accessible is totally different from building relations. He's not a people person. He's not a bridge builder. So when it comes to religion, Asiwaju will do better because track record says so. I'm not saying this because he's Asiwaju. I don't know him. I don't care for him. But track record speaks louder than sentiments. And the track record of Obi is that he was a failure when it comes to religious relationship in his own little state. Talk less of the complexity that you are talking about. The complexity of Nigeria, who would better address it? Of course, Asiwaju will better address it. So that is one on one hand. So if they say he's not a Muslim, he's not a Christian, he's not a Muslim enough, then let's assume he's a secular person or he's a Christian. So no problem. He's a Southerner, a secular person, then one Muslim from the north. Good for Nigeria. So Christians shouldn't always be the ones that are supposed to be there all the time. At least you have Christian campaign manager now, spokesman, you have other Christians will be in other places. So anyway, so next point. The tolerance of Asiwaju Tinubu is better than that of Obi, or Asiwaju is more tolerant when it comes to religion. Track record again. Track record of, was Obi more tolerant with other Christian groups, with other Christians? He's not tolerant. He is more tolerant towards his own Catholic people. And the track record said he was not tolerant to even other Christians. We're not talking of Muslims. Okay, next one. Now, we are talking about compare Nigeria's security complexes and Buhari failed and all that. Yes, he failed, but you have to always see that in the concept of what's going on in the world. Now, what is the situation? I will ask you a few questions. What is the situation of security in the countries in these middle countries downward of Libya? Mali, what is the situation of security there? Is this the same as Nigeria or not? You will see, it's the same. What is the situation in Guinea? Is it the same as Nigeria or not? It's the same. Cameroon, is it the same? Yes. Niger, is it the same? Yes. Congo, Chad, is it the same? Yes. Why? And okay, that's one question you have to answer.
Dr. Sunday, let me interrupt you a bit. Okay. In Ukraine, if a party that sponsored the incumbent who is believed to have done terribly bad is indicating interest to bring another candidate to be president, do you think the people will support that party again?
Not just in Ukraine, even in America. Okay, people will say one president did bad. The president could do bad, but the party presented another candidate who has more capacity and more ability. Because you cannot, it's not the party that's going to rule by itself alone, but it's more about individual. But so if the individual is having assessed or credited capacity, of course, why not? Because he's the one going to be the president. So, but I just want to continue the point I want to make, because my brother, Dr. Moses, says Peter Obi is going to be accessible. No, he's not going to be accessible. Even if he wants to be accessible, if he becomes president, he's no more going to be accessible. Because the protocol and the laws that governs president, head of state, not just in Nigeria, in any country, will not allow him to be accessible. He will not be standing on the queue to go to the airport. He will no more be walking down the street to shake your hand like that. He will not, because the security will not allow him. In America, I was told that even if the security tells him, don't go that road, and the president says, I'm going to go that road, and they said it's not safe, they said the security will drag him on the floor. They would rather drag him that, no, it's for your safety. We have the constitutional demand to do this. They will drag him from there physically. So don't our Nigerian people, young people, shouldn't live in the house of web, whatever they call it, web, and think that this is what they are saying of Obi now is what will play out when he becomes president. No, we are not going to see him at all. The same thing happened when he was the governor. Okay, but again, track records. But so it's not going to be accessible. Forget about that one. Then the most important point that my brother said, Moses said, is that when Peter becomes the president, that people will move from PDP, governors, senators, and all that, move from PDP and APC. Then why did you deceive people that you had to leave PDP? So why do you have to leave PDP? Why did you deceive people that these people are bad, they are corrupt, so I want to represent something new? Fallacy. And this is all about what Peter Obi has done and is doing so far. He's deceiving gullible people who believe that this is the big guy they're going to have when he becomes president. No, people are going to come there, they're going to overwhelm him. There's a scripture that says in the Old Testament, when God brought the children of Israel to the land of promise, he said, I will not give you the land, this land of promise, all at once, land of Canaan, but I will give it to you little by little. Why? Because if I clear the land for you right now and give you everything, He said the wild animals will come and devour you. The wild animals from PDP, the wild animals from APC, they will come and devour not just Peter Obi himself, all the ideas he stands for, just like people did with PDP. When PDP came from, people left PDP, came to APC with Saraki, we know how that ended. They paralyzed the government of this guy, of Buhari, because the wild animals will come and devour the whole vision. So, if we're going to talk about that, it means we're hypocrites. So we're actually, people we are condemning that we want to remove, we're actually planning to bring them in when we come in. So he's breaking the heart of the young people and deceiving them. That is populism, exactly the meaning of populism that my brother was talking about. So, I think Peter Obi thing is a good experiment. It has helped young people to awake. People like Moses, Dr. Moses, I just pity him because he's working hard. Because he wants an ideal society, he wants a good society, but we will only have that when you have somebody who is truly born again, who is not a politician, who is not paying articles money to people by night and laughing to you by day, but somebody who is truly regenerated. And not just regenerated alone. I will not support a born-again Christian for Nigerian president if he doesn't know what it takes. He has to not just be born again, but he has to have the skills and the competence as well. And he has to have the capacity and the vision, because those are the things that will allow him to build a nation. I've helped many presidents all over the world. I can tell you how many I've brought to Christ, and I've helped them to become prime minister and presidents, but not all of them perform because they've not been discipled in the principles of nation building. All talk will crumble when reality comes. But people who have gone through it, who have the capacity, are the ones who will bring out the result. Thank you so much. That's all.
All right.
All right.
Okay.